Okay, so hey guys, what's up? And I wanted to make a video about explaining everything. Okay, and I said, fuck it. I'm not gonna try to explain everything from a standpoint. I was just going through everything. I feel you guys are smart enough, and the ones who are gonna be smart enough will understand. Okay, so I'm gonna just explain how I am maximizing my luck to win. Okay, so let's get it with in US market because that's what I'm doing now. And I did the same thing with the Indian market and I bloody fucking won, right? So um I want to explain you guys how I'm going to do it with the US market as well. And I hope you guys can also do it with your life, okay? So let me just clear the thing a little bit. Okay. Okay. So you need a trifecta, which is skill, placement, and then you need a third one, which is time in the game, right? Or like, yeah, वक्त चाहिए तुम्हें, time, okay, in the game. Okay. Okay. And this is how you maximize your luck, because the luck is very much in your hand, and let me explain it why. Let's say, for example, okay, there was a chance for me to get lucky in while trading options in US market and win big and make money. Okay, if I would never trade options in US market, would I ever get lucky? Would I ever be able to use it? Would I ever be actually able to do it? If there was a luck of me trading Indian options and getting lucky and making a shit ton of money, if I don't put myself in there, will I ever get lucky? Okay, that is placement. You want to put yourself into things which you believe is right, and that's where the skill comes in. Okay, so placement plus skill is choosing the right game and then going there with some sort of skill, some sort of advantage, some sort of understanding, and then playing it. Okay. And skill, I'll explain it a little more, but let's just finish the small part of placement. If you wanna be a good singer, you have to start singing. Okay, you can't be a good singer because you don't even try singing or you don't even practice. You can't be a good writer if you don't even write 5 minutes. You can only become a very good one if you try to do it. There's no other way around. And people know this, but people, all the time they pray to God that I should get lucky. And they never buy a lottery ticket. You need to buy a lottery ticket to win. Like there's an entire movie on it. But if you want to get lucky, you have to buy the lottery ticket. And buying the lottery ticket is pretty simple. That is doing the thing. Like, that is getting into it. That is placement. Okay. And then there's a fourth thing that we'll also discuss. And I'll also discuss my placement part. So I felt Indian markets don't have that kind of win for me. They might not be able to make me support me from where I want to go. So I placed myself into the US markets. Started trading US options. You know what? I also have zero connections in like I had zero connections 2 months ago, which would help me trade US options. But I made my like I created it. I created that world, right? The way I did that by pushing myself into a certain place, like putting myself into a certain thing, okay, where I could gain the most amount of advantage. And so like the way I did it was I started posting about it on Instagram, sorry, on Instagram and on Twitter, and I also got a friend of mine who had some money in US, and I would just be like, okay, please, can you please create me this account? Let's just do small trades and let's just see how it works. Okay, and then what I did was I started constantly, like, I went on YouTube, created a new account, and just started like vigorously typing, asking Chat GPT, asking, like, putting up lots of things on YouTube, and started trying to get an understanding on how I can figure it out. Eventually I did. Okay, but like, I don't have it completely figured out, but eventually I got somewhere. Eventually I got started. I had to start, right? And this is how I'm using it to get rich. This is how I did it in Indian markets as well. I started out somewhere. I traded something, right? I got my brother. I called my brother. I was like, okay, can you give me this much money? I'll also put this much money. Let's do a 50-50, and don't make it exorbitant, right? Don't try to overdo this. Don't try to make it crazy, but just get started. Just do something. If I want to lose weight, I am counting my calories in, calories out, because there is no other way to get it done. Okay, I just can't say, oh God, please make me lucky, make me lose fat. But no, I'm not gonna walk. No, I'm gonna not do exercise. No, I'm not gonna control my food intake. It doesn't work that way, right? You need to do the right things, and you might get the result. You might not get the result. I might have not got lucky, and I might have not been able to trade Indian options. Might not have been able to trade US options. But guess what? You will never get good at trading US options if you never trade US options. You will never get good at trading Indian options if you never trade Indian options. Placement is important. And also, you know, apart from placement, there is also certain things like, want to connect with more people so that you can get more ideas and all that stuff. That stuff is also very important, but that's more after you place yourself. That comes after you place yourself. The next thing is skill. What I mean by that is, other people can get you only so far in life. A coach is just a coach, right? He can only take you so far. If you have a singing coach, that singing coach cannot make you the Indian Idol. He can only take you a certain level, and then after that, your practice, your discovery of the topic, your grit, basically your amount of time that you put into the game, that is what would dictate your chances of winning. Okay, somebody else might put more and might win, but if you don't put any, like if you don't have any skills, if you don't make any skills, then the other person is always winning, right? But if you can maximize out your skills, then you got a chance to win. And we are only trying to bet our luck, right? If two people are there, both are good drivers, who's gonna win? The one who has better skills, who's good at driving, right? Who's gonna win if there's a match between like 10 chefs? The one who's gonna cook the best food, right? Or the same goes with Indian options. If I did not make that skill, and I'll give you an example of what skill actually means as well. Let's say you go to YouTube, okay. The first time I got an understanding about trading options was from this PR Sundar video about options basic, and this is me just stumbling around different option videos, and I had to choose. Okay, so this was mission options. It had
Hi.
nothing to do with the real strategy. It does not make you a good trader. Look at this. It has 519K views. Did all 519K become good options trader? No. This guy has taught a lot of people. Did all of them become good trader? No, that doesn't work that way. It's not the coach related. A coach coaches a lot of people. They don't become all of them don't become good. Okay, but let's say you get into this other thing, which is okay. There's one more guy, right? Shreyas Bandi. Okay, Shreyas Bandi does a very different thing from what I do. He does non-directional iron condors, iron flies. He used to do that. I mean, I don't know if he's trading anymore, but he used to do that. Okay, and he did a very different thing. But what I learned from his was risk management. And I didn't really learn it. I just understood that this is what he's doing. Maybe probably I can also do something similar to that. So when you just observe other people, and when you can only get an X out of them and then better it. So what I mean by that is there are lots of chefs on the internet who would teach you, if you type chef and like food recipe, okay, if you watch all these recipes, okay, and then make some recipe out for yourself, which is like unbelievably amazing, then then is where you have learned a skill. That's when you have done something different. Okay, what I mean by this is you want to learn from others and then make something out of yourself. I learned everything from others, like I just got an understanding, but then I sat down and I practiced and I practiced, and the directional thing worked for me. So I just started trading directional, and nobody was trading directional, nobody was selling options directionally at that time who I watched. I just thought that, okay, this is where I fit in. If I do the right risk management, if I understand what options are, and if I sell them directionally, maybe I can probably win. And I tried variations of it over time, and I eventually won. This is what I'm doing in US as well. I would have at least backtested 50 odd plus strategies or so, which are profitable. 50 odd profitable strategies. How many did I am I actually using? 4 to 5. because these 4 to 5 are the ones who which fit what I want to do right now. Some of these strategies could be the reason why they could be rejected today is because they could use crazy capital and they might need like thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to work in an okay manner to have that kind of expectancy what I want, right? Because I don't want to burn myself in the starting, so I don't want to take over risk. I don't want to be over leveraged. So some of those strategies might not be the right ones today for me. They're profitable, so I backtested them, kept them aside, and then only using what works for me right now. You need to decide what works for you right now. There is a world out there, lots of people out there doing lots of different things. You need to get the right skills, get the right things out from them, and then make them work. This is what will get you more lucky because you have chosen a subset that matches your profile, your life, you that matches you. When you have that right mix, you tend to be more lucky because now other people might not have the same mix and might not have the same results as you. You become a little slightly unique, and that's what makes you win. Okay. The next is time in the game. What I mean by that is, let's say you're playing a game of chance, right? You're just flipping the coin. Okay, if you keep flipping the coin forever, there's at some point, and you choose tails every time, at some point it'll probably land tails. Though remember that every time you flip a coin, there's a 50-50 chance. Every time there's a 50-50 chance of either getting a heads or tails. But if you have an infinite flip, at some point you should probably be able to hit tails, which you have chosen. It could be the first time, it could be the infinite time, but it could happen that you have infinite heads and then one tail, but eventually you get a tail, right? Eventually you win in the game of infinity. What I'm trying to say by this is save as much as money as you can, make yourself as secure in life as you can. Like, for example, get the best insurance, save as much as money in your savings, do some investments, buy some gold, buy some house, diversify yourself. Why? I'll explain you. Let's say you get robbed. Let's say you were running a business. Okay. Now you want to be lucky in the business. Let's say you had some gold in your house, and the gold got robbed. Let's say if you are all your savings was in gold, then you would be in an extremely unlucky situation. Let's say it was 50 lakh rupees worth of gold, and that's what you needed for your or it was, let's say, 50 lakhs worth of cash, and that's what you were using to run your business. You are absolutely fucked now because this 50 lakh, if that's robbed, you're gone, right? Now you don't have anything to run your business. You are unlucky and you're fucked out of the business, right? This can happen to anybody. Anybody can get robbed. This can happen to anyone. But the way you could have saved yourself a little is by putting probably 5 lakhs into different asset classes, okay, or putting them in different houses, or like just basically structuring yourself in such a way that you can be in the game for longer. Okay. One more thing that you can take out of this is, let's say you have a savings of 10 lakh rupees. Okay, if you do this kind of saving, okay, this can eventually, let's say you lose your job and you had some X saving, and let's not take 10, but let's say you had some X savings, you can pull out of this X saving again and again and again and again up until you get a much more decent role. Okay, let's say your previous salary was 10 lakhs and you got fired, and now your new salary is probably like some jobs are offering you 8, some jobs are offering 8.5, and you're not interested in these. You want at least 9.5, 10, so that you remain. You will have some time. You let's say had saving of 5 lakhs, you will have some time to pay your rent, to not get evicted, to take some decisions, so that when this 10 lakh rupee opportunity comes in, you can hop in. But trust me when I say this, this is so extremely important to be in the game, and I'm going to explain you how I am doing it. So I explained you both the skills and placement part on how I'm doing it. Think about it like this. Let's say I have an X net worth. Okay, this is my net worth. Okay, at this point, every time I made in my life last years or so, let's say if I made 10 lakhs, my first thought used to be, okay, I'm gonna save 9 lakhs for later, and I made, using 1 lakhs I made 10 lakhs. I'm gonna save, let's say, 8 lakhs. Okay, and I'm gonna put in next 2 lakhs so that I can make 20 out of it. And I'm just saying hypothetical numbers. I'm not saying you gamble 2 lakhs and make 20 lakhs. No, I'm not saying that. It's just a hypothetical number. It's just more about risk. So I take another 1 lakh risk to make 10. Took a 1 lakh risk to make 10 lakhs. Then I'll take a 2 lakh risk to make 20 and then just keep the 8, rest save it for the next time, for the next chance. Okay. If let's say if I'm using 1 lakh of risk, let's say I make 10 lakh rupees, okay, and I go in and risk in all out to make 100 lakh rupees, and you know what? It doesn't work, then I'm fucked, right? But what if, yeah, I got a very good way to explain it to you. Okay. What if using the 1 lakh rupee, first 1 lakh rupee, I made 10 lakhs and I kept 8 lakh out. I then again put 2 lakhs to make 20. Okay. 20 lakhs. And I don't win this. I got my 2 lakh went away. Then I can again pull out 2 lakhs sometime later, or I can pull out 1 lakh. I would not pull out 2 lakh probably. Again, put out 1 lakh for the next 8 times. And this 8 times of pulling out 1 lakh eventually gives me, some sort of, like, not a surety, but at least gives me more chances to make this 10 lakh. And this 1 lakh might have come out of a pool of 5 lakhs. You never know, right? Like what your pools are. This is how I am stressing myself out again. The way, what I'm doing actually, it's very funny. I am risking about 2%. Yes, about 2% of my net worth every year. No, no, not every month, not every. Oh, I'm only risking about 2% of my net worth every year, and my 2% of my net worth is pretty decent now. Every year to make the money back. It. I know it might sound like very crazy, but yeah, only 2% of my year, and this would take me. It would take me years, because again, I'm also getting interest, right? So I'm taking out. Let's say I'm getting 8% interest. That's what I'm getting. I'm taking out 2% interest to put in the US market, okay, as risk, and the rest 6% I'm putting the 2% back in, and I'm taking out 4% to live. That's how I'm living. But again, this 8% interest is not on all the money, because like, I'm just giving a hypothetical situation. This is not how it works actually for me. So yeah, I'm actually actively losing money, because I mean, I might be gaining this 8%, like I might be averaging 8% plus on my money, on my net worth right now, but it's just that all of that doesn't hit my bank account, right? Because I have a house, I have some gold investments, I have some FDs. I don't have any market investment. I don't want to take market risk. And I have some options investment, right? My options investment is my lowest portfolio. And my house is my highest. And then comes my gold. And then comes my FD. The reason behind this kind of distribution throughout the line. And then I would obviously have some cash positions, right? So no risk, no nothing. Just cash positions whenever I'm very liquid, whenever I need something for very emergency, instant, right? This is the way to diversify yourself, so that you can live for longer, so that I can do this, this options which paid for everything. I can do this for a lot longer, so that I can be lucky for a lot longer. If I only risk 2% of my net worth, I can risk them indefinitely to make money. And this 2%, it might not look a lot, but think about it. I did not even have this 2% to start with in the Indian market. I did not even have that. I started and somehow made it. Guess what? This 2% that I've risked has already returned me enough money that I've withdrawn this 2% out and put it right back into the business, like into my into the business, taking the risk. The way what I did was, again, let me explain. So let's just say this 2% is 8 lakhs, okay, or 10 lakhs. I might have just put, let's just say, for example, 10 lakhs, okay. Out of this 10 lakhs, I placed 8 lakhs into the game, 7 to 8 lakhs, okay, into the game. After this 7 to 8 lakhs, this 8 lakhs turned into, let's say, again 10 lakhs. So this 7 to 8 became 10, which is a 20% increase on money. Okay, let's just say the 7 to 8 lakhs became 10 lakhs. What I did next was withdraw 2 lakhs out of this and just go into this 2. Okay, this 2 that was remaining, right? So it was not remaining from here. The way it was is I took out 7 to 8 lakhs and I brought down 2 here, and I brought down this 2. So this 2 plus 2 equals to 4. I withdrew this amount out and I probably used it somewhere else, some sort of other investment. Okay. This 10 lakhs is now again 8 lakhs. I can either lose it all throughout the year. So I can lose now 8 lakhs while bringing back 4 lakhs. It's a win-win situation for me. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but in my mind, no matter what, I still win this year. I don't lose much, even if I lose everything. So I mean, doing that is what makes me smart, I feel. Okay. The last part is not to be stupid. Not to be stupid is basically not to try to win it all in one game. Okay. Not to be stupid is very simple. Okay. Not to be stupid is don't drive 100 plus in city area. It's just stupid. You can kill someone. You'll go to jail. Okay. Not stupid is don't. Not being stupid is don't fight. No fighting. You can get hit. If you're fighting fist fight, you can get into a problem. If you're fighting, no fighting. Okay. The other way is not to ruin your life behind a girl. For a guy, for a girl, it would be not to ruin your life for a guy. Don't give someone else so much priority in your life that they become your entire life. Just not smart, right? Don't do it. It's stupid. Okay. Then what else? Um, don't throw your life away for work. Just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, once you are at some point, once you are even a little stable, have fun, because that's what you're here to do in your life. You'll be more lucky because you'll be having fun, so you'll not be depressed, so you'll have better chances of doing something more productive later down the line. It is just that you want to be in this constant state where you have everything going right. That's where the luck is most maximized. As soon as you start to try to become desperate for anything in life, that's where the entire equation starts to change. Okay. And I'm taking so less risk to make new money that for me now it's like a piece of cake. And I want you guys to be in the same stage. And trust me when I say this 2% that I've put in into trading, right? I can actually make all the money from here. So this 8 lakhs, I'm just giving you a very imaginary number. This 8 lakhs can turn my life around and again give me 1 crore maybe. Okay, this 8 lakh is not going to turn into 1 crore like this. It'll have to go through a time, right? If I might have put 50 lakhs, right, which is a bigger chunk of my process, like let's say for example, I'm going to give you very basic estimates because even I don't have the right number. Let's say my total net worth is 4 crores. 4 crores is my total net worth. 2% of it is 8 lakhs. Approximately 10% would be 40 lakhs, right? So, yeah, 10% is 40 lakhs. If I withdraw out 40 lakhs out and I try to trade, I might make 4 crores out of it, like 10 times. Okay, I might make only 80 lakhs out of it. Okay, and this might increase again and might keep increasing. But what happens is if I do this, I'll have only 10 chances. 10 chances, and even if one chance goes down, if the next 40 lakhs go down, I'll be in a deep problem, right? Like I'll start thinking too much. But if I lose only 8 lakhs, I will have about approximately 50 times, or if my net worth keeps growing by 8%, I will have an infinite chance. If I only spend 6%, I'll pretty much have an infinite chance to keep risking this. And yes, there is obviously inflation in the play and all of that stuff. But dude, when you are looking to actively make money, you're not worrying about inflation. I'm gonna beat inflation no matter what. I have that kind of confidence. It is just that I'm giving an example. Okay, I'm just trying to give you an example. This is all rough calculation. This is not real, but this is how my mind works. You wanna risk low, win big, and you wanna have a lot of time to play the game, and you also want to be good at skills, good at placement of the games that you play, and you don't want to be stupid. That's pretty much it. I think this video sums up everything that I want to do probably to get lucky. And yeah, that's it for this video. This is 24 minutes. Fuck. Okay.